One of the biggest enemies to our growth and success in business and in life is our own internal resistance. That internal resistance pops up quickly whenever we're thinking about or beginning to take action to move outside of what is comfortable and what is familiar to us. It's actually our nervous system's way of protecting us from possible threat, trying to keep us safe and secure in what's known and familiar. So often we end up choosing a familiar hell over an unknown heaven. The results did it, or the Israelites did it too with the promised land. If you think about it, what was once a 12-day journey ended up being 40 years in the wilderness because they were afraid of the giants in the land. And they couldn't believe that they could take the land, even though God said it's already yours and all you have to do is step into it. They couldn't see how it was going to happen, so they doubted and they focused on all the limitations and all the reasons why it wouldn't happen, and that got reinforced. And we do the exact same thing. It comes up consistently throughout the process of our own growth and our personal growth and our business's growth, especially when we're stepping out to expand into new territory or to do different things that will allow us the growth that we want. It comes up for my clients all the time, creating doubt, creating unbelief, creating frustration, even to the point of them wondering, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Who do I think I am? All of those questions. So, for instance, I've got a brilliant doctor who's creating her coaching business to empower other women to be healthy, whole, vibrant, and to actually live out their dreams. And it caused questions in her about, will they really want this from me? Is this really going to be successful? Can I really do this? Or the therapist who's creating her lifelong body of creative work as her course. Will anybody really want this? Will I be successful? Should I just go back to what I was doing before? Is that safer? The amazing gifted health coach who's helping men and women break free from food addiction, and she's wanting to create community and more transformative experiences for her clients to get them greater transformation on a whole nother level. And will people really want this? Can I really do this? And we doubt. We don't believe it'll happen for us. It causes us to doubt our calling. And I've experienced it many times over my own development journey, following the dreams in my heart and thinking about stepping out in new ways, especially when I transferred from counseling into coaching and coaching business owners. All the doubts and all the fears came up, and all the obstacles that seemed like they were in the way, when all I would really wanted to do was produce greater results for my clients. And I felt led. But all the questions, all the fears, all the distractions, all the obstacles just seem so much bigger in those moments because the resistance comes hard. So Stephen Pressfield, in his book, The War of Art, says it best. He says, late at night, have you experienced a vision of the person that you might become, the work that you could accomplish, the realized being that you were meant to be? But you're the writer who doesn't write, the painter who doesn't paint, or the entrepreneur who never starts a venture. And I'll add to that, the entrepreneur who doesn't follow their heart when it's time for change or transformation in some form or growth in their business. Because the resistance. It stunts you. It makes you less than you are and less than you were born to be. It causes the obstacles to be bigger than the possibilities. We all have a unique genius that's ours to bring into the world in our special way. And that genius guides us along our path, along our calling. And we are growth minded, but the force that distracts us and causes us to move away, to prevent us from putting out our genius into the world in the way we feel called, that's the resistance. And it keeps us safe and protected from possible threat, for sure, from rejection, from failure, from exposure that we're afraid of, or from judgment that we don't want. But it's one of the greatest enemies within us, and it keeps us in our own wilderness and out of our own promised land, out of the true genius. And we're robbed of the more that's ours and what we have to make the world a better and brighter place. because of this internal resistance. And I'll tell you this, the more important our call is, or our action is, to the soul, to the evolution of our soul, the more resistance we're going to feel toward pursuing it. So what's that resistance inside of you? Is it the voice of self-doubt telling you things like, you could never do that? That won't happen for you. It's not going to work for you. Maybe it looks like, people don't want what you have. Why don't you just keep doing the same thing that you've always done because it's safer? Don't step out. You're crazy to step away from what makes you money and creates security. You're not going to be able to pull that off. That's for other people. People know you as this, and that's what they want you to stay. So just suck that bigger calling down inside of yourself and just keep being what works for you. So it might look like, who do you think you are? It's not going to happen. So just stop dreaming so big. Or maybe you're caught up in the distractions of the everyday thinking that you don't have time or energy to do what you really want to do because you've got to make money and pay your bills. And so you don't have time to be following a dream in your heart. Or maybe you're telling yourself that you don't have the money to pay for the guidance and the support that you know that you'll need in order to take it to the next level. Create what you really want to create and become who you really want to become. Maybe you're believing the lie that the support that you want, that you need in order to get where you really want to go, is not available to you. Well, that's exactly all the things that I felt too, and what I help my clients break through, because I have battled it myself, and I know the way out of that resistance and into true freedom. And I want to empower you to maximize your potential and to realize the possibilities that are there for you. That call in your heart, it is your soul's evolution, and it's not going away. I want to invite you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And that's my gift and my superpower, pulling out the gold in you to close that gap so you can become who you were made to be in your fullness and live in the calling, in alignment with your purpose and your passion, and create the powerful and amazing and enjoyable transformation in the world that you were meant for, that God's put in specifically in your heart. Because it's not going away, and it's not going to get any easier. I promise you. There's not a better time. There's not a good time. There'll never be that pile of money sitting there that you won't have anything to spend it on, and some pool of abundance that you can see that won't make it feel scary. But what I do know is that it is all available to you when you choose courage over fear and faith over doubt. That's for sure. And I'd love to walk it out with you, because I've walked it out with so many people to their dreams, to help you clarify your vision, to create an effective strategy and structure with aligned action steps to build that business, to make your vision viable, sustainable, and profitable, all while developing you internally to become the confident, empowered, and successful leader of the business that actually reflects your passion and your purpose, while allowing you to have the impact in the world that you want and have a life that you love too. So click that button below and let's talk about your dream and the gap that you feel and the resistance that's internally robbing you, so you can break through your own blocks and those barriers, so you can build your dream with freedom, impact, enjoyment, and abundance that you want, that God has made you for. Click that button and let's talk.